Jeff from Two Hacks Garage. Well, back at Micah's. Throughout the week, actually weeks been gone by since you've seen this truck. There's been a lot of waiting on some parts and pieces and stuff like that. Micah's actually done a couple small things on taking care of some stuff on the engine, but there's always these miscellaneous tasks that need to be done, kind of go back and check some work. So tonight's going to be one of those nights of the miscellaneous type things. There's one thing we do need yet to weld on the exhaust, and also we're going to paint part of the exhaust, but not all of it. Some of it we're going to have to wait until we get the bungs put in, but a lot of the stuff in the back, it's a little bit more intricate. We can go ahead and get that painted. This dried up very nice. I'll show you guys in a second. But one thing pretty cool is he's making this engine look nice, and he's using one of Mike's little kind of cosmetic beautifications of the LS, and he takes the intakes, they shave them down, relocate ports, and all that type of stuff. Let me show you what he's got going on here. So if you take a look, this is actually, it's not done yet, but this is actually a Vortec 5.3 LS intake manifold. You can see this is where the throttle body goes. This isn't even close to being done, but if you know from stock looking, there's all this kinds of crazy stuff on top and different ports and stuff like that. Well, they actually take these and sand them down, fill them, sand them, fill them, sand them, get it nice and smooth, and then they get painted. They look very nice, they look sleek, but where did these ports and stuff go? Well, if you look on the back, that all gets relocated to the back. Now this, like I said, this isn't done. There's still a lot of finishing work, but what this is going to do, it's going to make it look really, really slick, makes it look nice, and just gives it that more of a custom look. So speaking of that, looking nice, check this out. We did the bed liner for the undercoat. Micah went ahead and put the heat shields back in place, but it actually turned out very, 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 very well. Very pleased by the results on this. Looks very nice. So yeah, Micah's already working. I'm rambling. Tell you what, guys, I'm going to get to work too. We got a whole bunch of miscellaneous stuff going on. We'll see you soon. Well, we're going to call that a night. It's night of the miscellaneous. Took care of a lot of little things. Like I've said before, if you watch Micah and I's videos, all the small things really add up. We had to weld one piece of pipe on the exhaust that we didn't get done before because we forgot. We painted part of the exhaust, have to wait to do the rest when we put the O2 sensor bungs in. Sanded the firewall and the fenders. The reason we did that is it was a little bit too gritty for our liking, and that intake. And you know, Micah did a really good job shaving it down, epoxying it, and started bonding it it's like a spot glaze. And I know a lot of people in the comments go, "Oh, you can't do that. You can't do that." Yeah, you can, because the guy that's done it a lot, he drives around in El Camino with a badass LS, and it has that, and it's got thousands of miles on it. So yeah, you can do that.
It's fine.
But with that, I'm going to hand it off to Micah.
Yeah, well, like I said, it was. We've taken a little short break from working on this and finally getting back to it. So I was like trying to get some of these things checked off the list here. So like I said, when we come back to it, like I said, we're going to get this firewall reprimed, these inner fender wells reprimed, everything reshot, and I appreciate Jeff working on this intake. So I can't take all the credit, and I say Mike from 150 is the one that really inspired this smoothing of the intake. So I really like that look on it. So like I said, he did the hard task of making it, smoothing it out and relocating, I can't talk, all the ports to the back, and then and just doing all the steps it takes to do this. And I'm sure, you know, somebody's like, why are you putting all this work into a stock intake? Well, I was like, well, like I said, originally this was a budget build, and I like the idea of it. So like I said, I appreciate all the guys helping me, you know, go through this and make it look as good as it's doing. So we're getting there, but it's gonna be a real trick. I really like it. So
it's gonna be fun. You know, it is budget. This truck hasn't killed either of us, you know. Yeah. And you know, you saw us using, you know, ceramic paint on the part of the exhaust that we reclaimed. Every time you spend a little bit of money somewhere and you can save it elsewhere, you can spend it more in other places that you really want. I know Mike has got more plans with this. You'll see that later on. But you know what? It's getting together. It's starting to look like a truck, and our goal is to get this thing down back on the chassis to actually make it under its own power. So sooner and later, just waiting on some parts, pieces, and all that. Sorry, I can't talk tonight. I'm tired. But we're going to get painting on this thing soon, on the inner fender and the firewall and all that, and start making things back up again. But you know what, it's tired. It's work night. Holidays are coming up. Got a lot of little miscellaneous stuff. And just mind you, we probably spent 4 or 5 hours a night doing this. So yeah, all those little things, they do add up immensely. So when you're doing something like this, you think, oh, it's a big piece. It's going to take a while. That's the easy stuff. It's all the little fine details. Yep. So with that, we'll guys see you soon. I got more videos coming out on just various stuff. Hope you guys enjoyed the videos on the McCacken show we were at. And
it was a good time.
There's a possibility me and Micah are going to go do something really fun in Indy. Well, I'm still working on that. So with that, we will see you tomorrow. Later.